to my awesome YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the opportunities that are available to everybody in Sweden, and as you can see, the website is arbetsformedlingen.se. This is an equivalent of the job bank in Canada, and there are so many jobs that are available in this website, as you can see, guys. And for example, the local job bank has 63,492 jobs. Remember that you have to translate the page from Swedish to English if you don't understand Swedish language, and some of the jobs are integrated with external websites. For example, there are 21,018 jobs that are integrated from other websites like netjobs.com and jobblocket.se. Those are some of the external websites that have been integrated with the arbetsformedlingen, Platsbanken job bank, which is the Swedish public employment portal, Swedish public employment service portal that is available. So remember, you can filter the jobs, okay? You can filter the jobs, and you can filter using national qualifications. Basically, they have skilled and unskilled jobs. For me, I'll not filter the jobs based on anything. I'll just leave the jobs in that specific way. I'll take a classical example here and talk about, for example, there are barrister jobs. Most of you have been asking me about barrister job. You come and click on the barrister job, okay? The barrister job is actually in a place known as Malmo. Malmo is a very big city in Sweden. To read the full ad, you click on netjobs.com. It is going to send you to a job. As you guys can see, the page is actually so basically you come and check the requirements of the job. The barrister job, the place is known as Ken County. The job is actually going to expire on the 12th of January 2023. The barrister job, the company is known as Fogaroli, event barrister in Malmo. Everyone has a really good cup of coffee. Structure and organization is important. Basically, these ones are the job descriptions. If you answer yes to the qualities above, for example, it's fun to offer yourself and create an experience for people, to have many balls in the air. Working with people is the best there is in the meeting between people that magic is created, okay? So if you answer these questions, you can be able to apply for the job, what they're looking for. So basically, these ones are some of the characters that have to be in. These ones are some of the requirements that have to be in your CV, okay? So if you're really interested, you can apply for the job. There are other opportunities that are available. So you come and click apply now. Okay, after you have basically this is what you do. Basically, you input your postal address, your first name, your last name, your mobile number, okay, your CV, your personal letter, okay, and then you tick and accept, and then you send your application, okay. So basically, this is what is required for the job itself, okay. Please ensure that you input these qualities in your CV, and also try and create a very attractive and personalized personal letter. In Sweden, they do not call it a cover letter, they call it a personal letter, and the personal letter basically introduces you and some of the important skills and activities and experience that you've had that are quite relevant to the job that you are applying. So thank you very much, guys, and see you in the next video, and thank you. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I wanted us also to focus on a Swedish resume. So a Swedish resume, this is a template of a Swedish resume, and this is what Swedish employers are looking for. And today I'm actually going to give you a brief overview. So you start with your first name and then your last name, as you can see here. Okay, as you can see here, you start with your first name and your last name, and way below the line below your first name and last name, you input your LinkedIn address or your LinkedIn profile link. You can see here. Okay, I'm sorry if you cannot see. And then you input your mobile number and then your email number, as you can see, and ensure that your email address is actually a functional email address and also a professional email address. Your mobile number should be a functional number that is in operation. Please do not provide a number that is not operational, because the employer is not going to be able to get to you. Okay, so please, if you're also going to include a photo, please include a professional photo, but I wouldn't advise you to include a photo at this moment because it's not necessary. But if you decide to, please include a professional photo of yourself. Okay, and then after you've completed your biodata, you include your summary and goals. Okay, here you have to summarize your experience. You write a short summary that is enough, either 3 to 4 or 5 lines. Okay, and then at the last point or the last line of the professional summary, please include your professional goals. You can say either, for example, you're interested in growing to be a professional engineer, if you are an engineer in this case, and I have given you a professional goal that you can include and you can actually state. So this is the point, this is the summary and the goal part where you have to include it, and then where after that you can be able to go to the other section of the CV or the resume. Please ensure that in your summary it is actually short. Okay, you write the important skills and attributes that are actually relevant to the position that you are applying. I have stated this before and said that it is essential that in your CV you actually tailor make it to a specific job. You cannot have a general CV that is for all the jobs that can actually come, for example, or the jobs that you can actually come across. Okay, the next session is the work experience, and in the work experience you start with the most recent one. You actually use the chronological order where you write the job title. Okay, the professional title. You start with the date, the start, and then the completion date of when you started the job and when you completed the job. Okay, you include your professional title and then the name of the employer, and then in this case the place or the city where you are working. Let's say you are working in Doha in Qatar, please include that. Okay, and also try and include a brief description of the duties and responsibilities, either in point form, okay, or in one sentence. I would advise you to include either two or three sentences, so that you can be able to be as detailed as possible, and also try to write in chronological order in terms of the job or the work experience part. Okay, so after that, after you've completed your work experience, you come to your educational qualifications or your educational skills or your education where you actually studied. Okay, this is the part. Okay, that is your educational skills. Okay, you have to start with the date, okay, when you actually studied here. You come to the name of the education, either you are doing a degree in engineering, in brackets civil engineering, because in engineering there are other sub domains of engineering or subcategories of engineering, for example. And then include targeting, okay, the name of the education or the name of the diploma or the degree, the name of the school, and where the school is located. Let's say, for example, if you are studying in either Harvard, you have to state that the school is either in the United Kingdom. Please ensure that you follow this type of template. Briefly describe the short training such as individual courses, okay, that may be relevant. You can say you completed professional development in civil engineering, and please ensure that the course units that you're talking about are some of the skills that are needed by the employer, or needed or they are part of the job description. Okay, after completing that part, please go also and include your other courses and internships. If you've done previous courses either through your previous or private employers, wherever you are employed, or courses that you've studied online, this is the part where you include them. After completing that part, you come and include your computer skills. Basically, the computer skills are, for example, the Microsoft Office 2013, 2018, if there is a 2018 version, okay? You include either, for example, CRM, okay? You include, for example, Microsoft Project Management System, for example, MS Project. You include also, for example, AutoCAD, Civil 3D if you're an engineer also. Okay, after completing that, you come and include your language skills. Okay, the language skills here is where you write, if it's English, you say you have good knowledge in English in terms of the speech and also written, good oral and written proficiency. Okay, for example, if it's the Swedish language and the job requires Swedish, you have basic knowledge of speech and written proficiency in the Swedish language. Okay, so here you include your positions of trust and appointments. Okay, if you are a board member of a certain talented organization or a talent owner association, you can state. If you do not have, you can remove this section. And in the references part, last but not least, it's the references part. Okay, here the references, you write references are provided on request. Okay, this one is a very important part that you have to include. So basically, that's how the CV should be in the Swedish format. Please go and use this specific template. Okay, Sweden, they do not call it a cover letter, they call it a personal letter. So basically this is the layout. Okay, basically this is the layout of the personal letter. This is the layout, okay, of the personal letter. And basically you have to start with your first name and your last name as always. Okay, after completing your first name and last name, you include your LinkedIn profile if you have. You go straight away to your mobile number, okay, and then your email number, and then there is also a service, okay, or the job that you are applying. If it's a reference number that is needed, the reference number most of the time is actually provided in the job description. For example, I had talked about the reference numbers. Okay, you write the heading with the reference to your skills. Okay, after writing the heading, for example, you can say experienced civil engineer looking for a job as a civil engineer. Okay, so that one describes your skills and also describes the position and the headline of the position that you're looking for. So your cover letter is your chance to show why you are the right candidate for this position. Okay, you highlight the skills you have, what you can bring, and then you avoid getting too formal and pompous in the text. For example, you do not need to start with the letter I was, I did, all that shows that you're actually pompous and too formal. Please keep your tone formal. You can start by telling the employer why you're applying for the job and why you think the employer should hire you. This one is the most important thing. Okay, you state the reason why the employer should actually employ you, or why should the employer hire you. Okay, you start with the most important things first. Okay, you start with the most important things. The employer wants to know who you are, so instead of stating your qualities, for example, you are happy, flexible, and responsible, those ones are cliches, and we do not, here in this channel, we do not advise anybody to actually use cliches. We advise people to be professional and use action verbs while describing themselves. For example, you can say you are tasked, or you led a community, or you took part, okay, in the project management of a certain project. For example, you can name the project, and you are part of the project team that did the completion. You started with the planning, okay, planning, implementation, execution, and also the completion of the project, from the first phase to the last phase of the project, and you actually completed it in the stipulated time, okay, project budget, okay, and also within the project work scope, and also you actually completed the project 100%, and in completion you also did, for example, you used to be 100% efficient in minimizing project losses, okay, or resources losses, okay. You can actually use tangible evidence in your cover letter that maybe you did not include in your CV. So there has to be a difference between your CV and your cover letter. Stick to a maximum of 1 page. Do not change the width, or do not change anything. Stick to a maximum of 1 page. Please conclude by saying you are looking forward to having the opportunity to meet the employer. That one, never forget about it. And then you finish up with the salutation. Sincerely, and then your name.